A marine protected area, otherwise known as an MPA, is a critical form of habitat protection for marine and coastal ocean ecosystems. Whether you're thinking about a wetland, whether you're thinking about a bay, whether you're thinking about an island, a marine protected area is just like a park, a national park, but really for those ocean and coastal zones.
MPAs as a climate solution and adaptation tool are very important. These issues are actually very interlinked, and for those of us from the Pacific, both these issues go hand in hand, oceans and climate. So MPAs function in many ways as a climate solution and an adaptation tool. So for instance, as a climate solution, they support the biodiversity and the ecosystem within that specific ocean area, as well as the broader surrounding ocean within that area. And supporting biodiversity is very important for carbon cycling, as the ocean is actually one of the biggest absorbers of carbon that gets emitted.
There are millions of people that live in the coast and that depend on the ocean. And also the ocean can provide a great source for livelihoods, great source for biodiversity. The ocean is a great tool to achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement, not only for mitigation, but for adaptation as well.
As an adaptation tool, a lot of communities, such as my own in Samoa, one of our villages, Aleipata, they have a very large mangrove forest. And so this marine protected area helps mitigate against sea level rise, the salinification of the coast, as well as coastal erosion. So yeah, it creates a very nice natural barrier between the coast and the ocean.
Marine protected areas are governed in a variety of ways. Sometimes we will see that marine protected areas are designated areas of ocean and coastal zones per the government. However, in managing a protected area, this requires the involvement of local communities and stakeholders who are in that area.
Coastal communities really have the knowledge on how to protect the oceans and how to protect these ecosystems. So I think that's also something key when we're trying to implement marine protected areas or any type of conservation, restoration of these ecosystems, to take into account the role of coastal communities and local communities in this type of solutions.
Some of the issues that a lot of coastal communities and island communities face with MPAs is sometimes the communities themselves are not included within the planning. So poor planning could actually lead to the loss of a food source for coastal communities, especially communities that rely on fishing and rely on diving. Oftentimes these coastal communities, they may be indigenous and local communities who have practices that are more sustainable. So by banning them outright, even if they were to fish, it would be sustainable, but they're not given the ability to provide for themselves because of an MPA that was planned without them in mind. So one of the ways to overcome that is to ensure that it is both community-led and government-led, to ensure that nobody's left behind in this process.
Building marine protected areas with the participation, involvement, co-design, and co-management with those local communities and stakeholders is an important way to ensure that the marine protected area is not just something that exists on paper, but it is something that is continuing to be fostered, again, through that community-style governance.
So hopefully in this round of NDCs we'll see more countries including the ocean, coastal ecosystems in their NDCs and championing this topic because the ocean is our great ally for the fight against climate change.
By ensuring that MPAs are reflected in countries' national climate commitments, we can ensure that we're able to protect and restore marine ecosystems that are providing climate benefits, whether it's through sequestering carbon or helping us adapt to a warming climate. We must not lose the ocean in the climate conversation for the benefits that it provides to us.